It's lovely to be talking towards you today. My talk, Becoming Cells. It's 2026 and the world is changing at a faster rate than it ever has before. Even in my own lifetime, the technology that was around when I was born is unrecognizable from the technology that's around today. And it's easy to understand why some people would love for the world to go back to a simpler time. But this is a wish that's passed down generations, and unfortunately, it's never fulfilled. Because the reality is, the world can't go back to a simpler time because it's the reason it became so complex in the first place. Hopefully, Becoming Cells can give you a new lens that you can look upon society with, so that you can put your mind at rest, and maybe some of your worries can fade away. If we get straight into the heart of the theory, we know that humans are a natural biological species, and this is the kind of environment that we adapted to, that we evolved in. And so it's confusing why you see that our habitat today has become something like this: grimy streets, packed cities, dirty air, and it's obviously causing problems. I mean, I think we can all relate at times to this person over here. Now, this is what we call in biology an evolutionary mismatch, because our environment has evolved so fast that we can't keep up. And we're forced to eat differently, sleep differently, live differently to our ancestors did. So I hope I can show you a few ways that you can live more like nature intended. Okay. So I don't want to convince you to live more like nature intended, because Becoming Cells is about the exact opposite. I hope you can see from this slide that I'm maybe messing around a little. I don't actually want you to take any of this in, because the thing is, this is an easy cycle of thought to fall into, and I'm seeing it more and more as I grow up. I'm seeing it more and more that people thinking about these evolutionary mismatches. Even I myself, when I was younger, I was so conflicted by this idea that maybe society is like a horrible, callous, cold, unfeeling machine. And actually, when I was younger, this drove me, it's part of the reason that it drove me to run away from home when I was younger. And I was caught 2 days later, I was taken back. I had no idea what to believe anymore. And so, Becoming Cells is this idea that we're not part of a machine, but we're part of some living, breathing superorganism that helped me retain my sanity from then till now. Allow me to demonstrate. And this is where all life on Earth started, from a single unit, from the simplest thing. This is a cell. But cells aren't very interesting on their own. They can't accomplish much until they start working together. And there was a dramatic leap in evolution, a dramatic shift where these cells realized that they could accomplish so much more working together. Your body is a collective, a community of trillions of cells, hundreds of different types of cells working together so that you, a complex being, can thrive. Now, the shift in evolution didn't just happen once. Okay, this is the heart of Becoming Cells. It happened twice, because just in the same way that our cells came together to build us, we came together, we worked together to build societies. And Becoming Cells is this idea that a society obviously is not a cold machine. It's a living thing, it's a living organism. And we can draw so many parallels between society and a multicellular organism. This is a plant under a microscope. A multicellular organism like ourselves. I made another visualization through dimensions of complexity, but I think it's not necessary. It's not very important. This is what I want to get at. We start to see parallels between our own bodies. Here you can see a network of blood and the roads that we drive across. I mean, I thought of all of this while on the tube every day to school, how I'm being... Let's go to the next slide. This is, my point is that this homologous nature between society and a multicellular organism can allow us to treat our existence as a community in a scientific manner, in a biological manner, so that you can't have like subjective arguments, you can't have political deception, all these what I'm trying to get at is that, I know I haven't been expressing it very clearly, that society is a product of natural evolution. It's a natural step forward from what we are. And what I really want to get to the heart of is that we have to stop fighting against the mechanisms that we evolve, because I'm seeing it all too much day to day. If you take an example like vaccines function as our communal immune system. They protect us from outbreaks that would be catastrophic. They save hundreds of millions of lives. And yet people don't take them because they can trust their own immune system. Or they think they're fearing something that was created in a lab being put into their bodies. But the problem is we're working in a community now. And we can't think outside that scope of, we can't think as if we're individual units anymore, because really we're all interconnected. And as you saw on the earlier slide, when I was doing my gimmick, when I was pretending like you should live more naturally, you'll see people like Robert F. Kennedy Jr., as health secretary of the most powerful government in the world, telling people to eat raw meat, not take vaccines, not to drink raw milk, to do he has a bunch of ideas that can sound attractive if they're framed in the right way. But really, when we think as a community, they'll be catastrophic if people follow his advice. Even something like AI, which is affecting our lives so much today, which is on our minds all the time, you're thinking, will AI take my jobs? Will AI overthrow society? But unfortunately, we cannot revert to a time before AI. We cannot remove it from existence because it's part of our world now, and the next generation will grow up with it. It's part of our evolution of society. And the problem is, if you start thinking backwards, you'll be trying to solve the problems of the present by reverting to the past. And that can't work because the past evolved into the present for a reason. The past became the present because AI, okay. What I'm trying to say, all in all, is that I would like, if you can take one thing away from this talk, that you should not fight against the mechanisms that seem unnatural, because really, society is the natural progression of things. We're evolving every day, we're progressing every day. And I hope that you can embrace the future, you can embrace progression and embrace technology and embrace the natural process that is the evolution of society. Thank you.